Hello and welcome to another episode of Tread Talks XYZ. Today on Tread Talks, we'll be discussing five actresses who have both played parts on Friends and How I Met Your Mother. Now, Friends ran for 10 seasons, while How I Met Your Mother ran for 9 seasons, respectively. But over the respective runtimes, there was actors and actresses who played parts on both TV shows, obviously at different times. So today, we're going to do five actresses who were on both TV shows, and they're a little bit of a storyline. So the first one is Ann Dudick, who was on Friends season 10, episode 1, the one after Joey and Rachel kiss. Came out September 25th, 2003. Now she played Precious. She was the boyfriend. She was the girlfriend of Mike Hannigan, who was the person that Phoebe ends up marrying in the final season. And she actually is staying at Mike's house, and Precious shows up, and she ends up having to break up with Precious for Mike, and it also happens to be Precious's birthday. Now, the funny thing is that when she was on How I Met Your Mother, which was season 1, episode 4, Return of the Shirt, May 22nd, 2006, she portrayed Natalie, who was a love interest of Ted, and she dated him before the pilot, I think 3 years before the pilot, and they ended up dating again in the 4th episode of the first season, where, you guessed it, he dates her for a couple of weeks and then breaks up with her on her birthday. So both TV shows have someone dumping someone on their birthday, and they use the same actress. Now, Christine Pickles, not nearly as interesting as Ann Dudick, but she did play a authority figure for the main characters on both TV shows. In Friends, she was Judy Geller, and she was in Friends season 1, episode 2, the one with the sonogram, and it came out September 29th, 1994. And she is obviously the mother of Monica and Ross Geller. And she is in a whole slew of episodes, and pretty much her role in the show is to make fun of Monica for being overweight at some point, and then also basically just kiss the ground that Ross walks on. Now, Christine, she was one of my favorite characters, just because it was always interesting when she was around. So, but what I found really interesting is that, sure, she was the mother on Friends, but she was Lily's grandmother, Rita Aldrin, on How I Met Your Mother. And she was in season 5, episode 9, was her first appearance. Slapsgiving 2, Revenge of the Slap. It came out November 23rd, 2009. And she was only in a couple of episodes, maybe 3 or 4, so it wasn't as crazy. Now, Sherry Shepard, she was also in both TV shows, and she played pretty much, I almost want to say the same character, just a very very loud, positive, kind of in your face character. Now, on Friends, she played Rhonda, who appeared in Friends season 4, episode 11, the one with Phoebe's uterus. January 8th, 1998 is when it came out, and she was a coworker of Joey when Ross had to get him a job at the museum. And so she is very, very iconically known for saying, "These aren't real." And I won't refer to what she's talking about, because, And then when she was in How I Met Your Mother, she was she was pretty much with Marshall the whole time. It was season 9, episode 1, The Locket. Came out September 23rd, 2013, in which she plays Daphne, and they're basically just unlikely travel companions, and that's basically her role in the show. Another actress is Jane Carr. Now, she's really interesting because most of her roles are not, you don't even know what her name is. They're very, very small roles. Her role in How I Met Your Mother was a bit bigger, but in Friends, she was in season 4, episode 24, the one with Ross's wedding, May 7th, 1998, and she basically just was telling that Rachel that she could not board the airplane without her passport, and that is the entirety of her role on that show. It was just a very, very small role, only a couple of scenes, and when Rachel goes back to the airport, you don't see her again. And now, the actress Jane Carr, she was also in, again, obviously, How I Met Your Mother. She was in season 8, episode 3. The season, it was called Nannies. The episode, it premiered on October 8th, 2012, and she was known as Miss Bunkminster. And she was a nanny for Marshall and Lily, but she ended up not being their nanny because Lily used her dad, and she ended up sleeping with Barney at the end of the episode. I think they said 4 or 5 times, so pretty interesting. The last actress I'm going to mention is Eva Amuri. I hope I'm saying her name correctly because I don't know I am. Ava Amuri. And she was on Friends Season 7, Episode 15, the one where Joey gets a brain. And her name was on the show was Dina Lockhart. It came out February 15th, 2001. And she played Dina Lockhart, which was the person Joey was actually taking over her mother's role on the show. So you see for a very, very brief period, she isn't too many episodes. She just gets slapped in the face by Jessica Lockhart. And now when she's in How I Met Your Mother, it's actually, I think it's pretty interesting because so she's in season 5, episode 8. The episode is called The Playbook. It came out November 16th, 2009. And she is Lily's co-worker, Shelly. Now, Shelly was sent to the bar for a blind date with Ted, but she got there early and ended up running into Barney, who obviously ran a play on her, and she ends up sleeping with him. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is only 5 actresses who have shared the screen or shared these 2 TV shows on the screen. There is many more. I'll be doing a part 2, a part 3, possibly a part 4. We'll see how it plans out. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you tuning in. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.